It's gonna go live there.
Hello. Welcome, welcome. This meeting is being recorded. Zoom was just telling me. Welcome to another edition of Hey Home Cooking. There you go. So, if you're not familiar, my name is Marvie, and this is Chad, my hubby. And we are with two lovely ladies today, Dawn and Christy, who are going to cook along with us, okay? That is what Hey Home Cooking is all about. We are trying to show people how it's very possible to do Hey Home Cooking. Healthy, easy,
Yummy.
home cooking, okay? That is what this is all about. Because if we really want to get better health-wise, there's no way around it. We got to eat better. And eating better is almost impossible to sustain if we don't learn to cook, to be honest, even just the basics. So this is our advocacy. This is what we're trying to do, you all. We want to encourage you to go back to home cooking because believe it or not, while we're waiting, we just came back from a 24-day road trip. 23-day road trip all the way to Niagara, okay? And we're in Dallas. If you don't know, we hit 9 states and visited literally 17 cities in 23 days. It was phenomenal. But a lot of times, majority of the time, we kind of ended up eating out, restaurants, because it's kind of hard to cook while you're on the move, right? We were traveling a lot. So what happened was, you guys, it is a good thing, but also a bad thing. A bad thing because we were disappointed. Majority of the time when we ate out, we didn't really like what we ate, even though we went to fine dining restaurants. You know what I realized? It's like a Russian roulette. Every time we go to the restaurants, unless it's something that's really familiar to us, we've gone back to several times. Don't you realize it? It's always a risk if you're going to like it. Yes, whatever you get, you never know if it's going to be really like, ooh, this is yummy. But suffice it to say, our conclusion is this. Even the kids told us, which is very nice, they like what we make better. So here we go. Hey, home cooking. Today we're featuring what my husband fondly calls Marvie's Valenciana. So this is your traditional paella Valenciana. Again, if you're not familiar, it's a version of paella that actually originated in a city in Spain, yeah, called Valencia. Okay. But the way that we do it, because the way he did it, it's not tomato based. Because I'm not particularly fond of tomato based stuff. So this is actually with coconut milk. Okay, that's the base. So ready, Christy and Dawn? We're gonna go quickly through the ingredient list because that's something that we realized. Oops, this is something that we need to do from the very beginning. So the ingredients for the Marvie's Valenciana, and this is not the even simpler version, okay? This is a little bit, it's not the simplest. It's still simpler than the traditional recipe, but here are the ingredients. Your meats, regardless of what you have, believe it or not, whatever kind of chorizo or even American sausage or even Italian sausage that you have at home, whatever you have, try to gather like 3 to 4 cups of that. So in our case, we're doing Chinese chorizo, okay, and some shrimps. My shrimps is combined on. Some of them are deveined and shelled. Some of them have heads, like the traditional Spanish dishes would normally make it with. So we have 3, 4 cups almost.
3.
So this is about 3 cups of that combination. Dawn, I think, is using, Dawn, what are you using? Chicken full blown?
I'm making the vegetarian version.
So no meats for Dawn today. Vegan. Actually, is vegan. Because, yep, this is going to be vegan for you, Dawn, which is phenomenal because then now we have an example of a vegan Valenciana, meatless. Right? And then Christy, what do you have for your meat? Christy. Please unmute yourself.
I have shrimp and Chinese sausage.
Similar to us, yeah.
And here are the ingredients.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to
Okay.
show you this layout. That's how it shows up. Yeah, so let's go again. Go ahead, go through the ingredients really quick. We will need your broth of choice. So we have bone broth for us. You need your coconut milk.
How much, honey? Because so that we can.
I'll tell you the measurements as we go along. We have the coconut milk here, two. You need 1.5 cup. So since our cans are small, we have 2 small cans. For your vegetables, we are using green peas frozen, some bell pepper cut into strips. We have 1 onion, which we've diced rather, and then we have here about 8 cloves of garlic that we have minced. For our rice, we have a combination of sticky rice and regular jasmine rice. So traditional paella will use round rice. However, because we are teaching a very simplified version which can be prepared in any kitchen, we are using the most common type of rice, which is jasmine, along with sticky rice, just to change the texture a bit. For our powders, we have our Spanish saffron, very, very, very important, turmeric, and smoked paprika. And that's about it.
Salt and pepper to taste.
Mhm.
And then some lemon cut in wedges to kind of like garnish it in the end. Okay. So here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Connie.
Optionally, you
Hi,
can, if
Ricardo.
you have parsley, that'll be great for garnishing later on.
Mhm.
Lemon wedges, as Marvie said. So yeah, but those are optional. Again, bear in mind what we're trying to teach here is healthy and easy, very, very easy cooking. Okay, so this is very, very simplified. To those of you who are used to traditional paella, well,
Valenciana especially.
yeah, this is not the fancy version. Okay, this is
But
your
it's
home cooked
so-
version, which is good that you could have as a regular meal. It doesn't have to be an extra special event before you prepare this dish.
Yes, the funny thing is he would say this is not the extra fancy, but this is not a joke. No kidding. Kidding aside, okay? I like this better than the fancy kind. It is really good.
Yeah, I think my wife likes it because it's not very seafoody and not too tomato-y. Those 2 words. You know how sometimes when you have a lot of seafood, it has that very, very you taste the sea. You know, this one is a little bit more neutral, so this will actually appeal to the palate of most ordinary people. So this is very, very versatile. Again,
Yes.
feel free to use mixed seafood if you have some mussels, if you have some prawns, if you have some sliced octopus or squid. Yeah, if you go to Costco, there's a bag of mixed seafood. You can definitely use that. Okay, so to start off, let's preheat our electrical oil skillet with at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's medium if you're using a stovetop. So preheat it. This time around, since we are using onions, we are actually scrapping out olive oil. Okay, so that's kind of like what? Spanish dish without olive oil, where we're trying to go a little bit healthy here. So we're gonna use the moisture coming from the onions instead.
Yes.
Okay, but definitely if your blood stats are fine, if you're young and you can tolerate anything, feel free to use 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil.
Right.
Okay, so now that my skillet is already heated, and we could check this by putting in a few drops of water. Yep,
Not quite.
that's quite, but it
Not
looks like
quite.
it's already heated.
So the beads of water, the water should be like running like beads, small beads, okay, when it's ready. So anyway, so ready, Connie and Christy? Are we all good? All our ingredients are intact. So I hope you caught all the ingredients. That's something that we're trying to change in our cooking class, because we have people who watch the classes on replay, and they have a hard time trying to figure out the ingredient list because they have to go through the whole thing to even capture that. That's the reason why, honey, we're trying to do it in the beginning into a rundown.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. So if your thing is ready, Dawn and Christy, we're gonna start sauteing our onions.
Yep.
Okay.
So again, I have here 1 onion that I've diced.
Guys, one supposedly, but I'm actually we did about 1.5 cups. Okay.
This is 1 entire onion, medium size.
So about 1.5 cups if you measure it that way. You want to spatula, huh?
Okay, and we can go ahead and close that just so that it will produce the moisture that we want. Okay. Whenever you cover this electrical oil core skillet, it traps all of the moisture there. So
Right.
we only need about a minute and a half to be able to make those onions produce the moisture that will be our base, and it's kind of like our vegetable oil, so to speak.
Right, but it's not your cooking oil like we
Mhm.
normally use. I think everybody is out nowadays, right? Everybody's busy.
Hi to Connie. I saw Connie earlier. Hi to Becky. Who else are here?
Not many people. That's what I was trying to say. I think a lot of people are in parks and wherever else, right?
Andrew. So I guess Marisa is also here with us.
Hi, Narisa. I know they're celebrating somebody's birthday. Please, when you make this another time, Tita Becky and everyone else who's gonna make it, please give us a feedback, okay? How you like it.
And a photo. This
Mhm.
this dish is always very presentation friendly. It looks really nice with all the
Mhm.
colors, especially with your greens. If you have several colored peppers, the more variety you have, the more colorful your dish will
Oh, I
be.
didn't even know that. We could have done greens, but then we have green bell peppers,
Mhm.
so it's okay. So when your bulb starts clicking, we open that.
Yeah, see?
Look, and there's moisture,
There's
and we did
moisture.
not need oil. Do you see this?
But we're gonna close it a little so that it produces a little bit more moisture.
So 1 more minute. Okay. Christy and Dawn, you guys are good? Yes? You're constantly on the camera today because I don't know why. When we go live on Facebook, it doesn't remove all the screens for as long as I think your camera is on.
Mhm.
It's a new thing for Facebook. They show everyone.
So all 3 screens are showing.
So we're all showing right now, okay? Cool. Now, I want to make an announcement that this particular dish is one of the things or of one of the recipes that we're going to feature in our event in Arkansas on the 24th. Okay, that's a Saturday. So again, I'm wanting to let all our friends know in Arkansas, please come to this cooking class because you will learn how to make 3 dishes if you come for the dinner time. This Valenciana, then we'll teach you how we do our fried chicken and the phenomenal sauce that comes with it. But we fry our chicken from frozen steak. You will see that live. And you will also see us make black brownies without using a traditional oven. And it will be on the stovetop.
I mean,
So-
black bean brownies.
What did I say?
Black brownies.
Yeah,
Okay.
black bean brownies.
1 minute is up.
Yes. So if you join us on the 24th at 5 o'clock at Home 2 Suites by Hilton Hotel, you will be able to see how we make those. You can learn those recipes and then you eat them. And that's
It's
all.
time to
for
add in
free.
our garlic.
All right. Christy and Dawn, garlic next. Maybe I should cook.
Yeah, go ahead. You want me?
Yeah, you can tell me. My husband will tell me how to make this because
Okay,
I've
so this-
actually done this one.
saute it and then brown the garlic a little bit.
Right. So it's still at 375. This can be done with any salad mask or cookware for as long as you have an appropriate lid, okay? You see this, Christy? You're good?
Okay. So now we're gonna season with salt and pepper as always to your taste. Yeah.
Okay. So we're adding it actually to our onion and garlic. And then pepper, not too much, honey. White or black pepper, whatever you have. Okay? Not too much. All right. What goes next?
So now that we've browned our garlic
You see this?
and our onions are translucent,
good.
we are going to add our meats. Okay. So if you're not using any meat, Dawn, you can add your vegetables at this time.
All together, honey?
Yeah, all together.
Okay.
But for the meats, just put the chorizo for now, Christy.
If you're making this with shrimps and Chinese or whatever kind of sausage, you're going to have to cook your sausage first because we all know that shrimps, they cook really fast, right?
Yeah. If you're using chicken, this is also the time that you
Add your
add
chicken.
your chicken.
There you go. So we're still at medium heat, okay? Do we cover this at all, honey? To kind of like
For about 2
speed it up?
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So here's what we're gonna do. Every time you wanna speed up a certain process, simple. Make sure you spread it out at the bottom of your EOC so it's touching the bottom. And then you cover it for about 2 minutes, okay? So we can speed that up.
Okay, so in the meantime, Christy, since you're also using shrimp, this is where we season our shrimps, okay? So again, just salt and pepper according to your taste.
Ta-da. So let's say, for example, you're using both sausage, chicken sausage, and chicken. Well, the chicken will also cook fast, right? The sausage, you kind of need to brown it a little bit. So you do the same thing with your chicken if you're using chicken that is raw, because you can actually use leftover roasted chicken for this one too, right?
Mhm.
So this is very versatile that way. It doesn't matter what meat you have. And like Dawn, she does not have any meat at all. So Dawn, you can double up on your vegetables. So your cup of peas, you might want to do 2 cups, or even 3. And then your bell pepper, you can add more. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and
So since after this is going to be the liquids, the addition of the liquids, I'm gonna start measuring my liquids, okay? We are using 1:1 ratio. So we're using 1.5 cup of coconut milk
1 to 1.5.
and 1.5 cup of your broth of choice. So since this is 9 ounces, that's a little over 1 cup. I'm gonna add one complete can, and that broke. So
What broke? Oh. Okay.
all right. So that's my 1 can. I don't know how to open this now. But
I can grab out. I'll do it. Hello, Teresa. Hi, Aaron. We're making Valenciana, Aaron. I'm opening this.
okay, how's your chorizo, Christy? Ours is good.
Mine looks good. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks
So you
cooked.
can actually add the liquids now. So Dawn, are you done sauteing all of your vegetables?
How long should they saute for?
Until
Okay, I'm using frozen vegetables, so
okay, so
let me,
just keep it like covered for a while.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to add my 9 ounces coconut milk, as I said.
That's all you need, honey? You need butter, right?
And I'm going to add 1/2 cup of water for now, since I don't have the other can open. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I need 1.5 cup of the broth of choice.
There we go.
Okay, that's 1 cup. And then another 1/2 cup.
Now, my husband was Chad was trying to tell me earlier, whenever you use broth, it's a lot thicker than a regular stock, okay? So whenever we use broth, we find that we have to add any other liquid, okay? Because the rice is not gonna cook us evenly with just the broth, because it's thicker.
If you're using chicken stock, it's very light, right? It's almost like water.
Mhm.
So you're fine. But since we're using bone broth, it's a little too thick for my taste. I am going to add 1/4 cup of water to that ratio. So let me add first, let's see, a little under, I need 5 ounces. So I'll just estimate.
There you go.
Okay. And then,
We'll keep everything on the side in case we have to tweak it
I'll add my water, okay?
to get it a little bit more cooked later, evenly cooked.
All right, so that's all my liquids. Again, usually 1.5 cup liquid is to 1 cup of rice. Since we're using 2 cups of rice, these are 3 cups of liquid. I added 1/4 cup in addition, just because we're using bone broth, which is a little bit too thick. Yeah. So we'll need to cover this until it brings itself to a boil.
There you go.
Oh.
Again, over medium, covering it and waiting for it to boil,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Dawn is going to be a step ahead than the rest of
Well,
us.
she's also still sauteing her vegetables.
Yeah,
So yeah.
because it's frozen, right?
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Christy, you're good?
Yes, I'm good.
Following along, there's Christy. Yeah, I'm so excited. You know, we're
Okay.
going to do a marathon of this in Arkansas on Saturday. I'm so excited. So now we're adding a pinch of saffron. I do tell people all the time, one of the ingredients, as far as seasoning is concerned, that you can actually do away with if you don't find it is the saffron threads. When I did this one time, with the turmeric and the paprika. You ask me, I feel like the seasoning that I'm gonna make sure I have for this recipe every time, Dawn and Christy, is the paprika. Okay, especially if you can find the smoked variety, it just lends it a different flavor. Okay.
So, but traditional paella will definitely have saffron. So
Saffron.
add your saffron now, 1/2 inch, or that's if they're the long threads, right? Do 1/2 inch, just cut it off. But since these are already broken down, I'll just do a pinch.
Mhm. In the Philippines, because saffron is not very common, I did say in one of our classes that the typical substitute that we have that Filipinos use for this is the kasubha, the safflower, if I'm not mistaken, but it's called kasubha.
And there's actually saffron powder, by the way, that's available too. Okay, so for the turmeric, we are using 1 tablespoon.
Mhm. Oopsies. It fell with a loud crash.
And then for the paprika, it's the same thing. It's 1 tablespoon. Okay, our water is now boiling, so yours should also be at a boil.
The paprika is 1.5, honey,
Um,
according to our ingredient list.
okay.
There you go. Again, as usual, Dawn, some people find the paprika a little bit too strong if they're not used to it. So the base would be, if you're unsure, go 1 tablespoon, okay? And then you kind of adjust it to taste. How? By tasting the liquid before you add your rice, okay?
I'm going to use my spoon. Just mixing it. Okay, since it's now at a gentle boil, we're actually ready to add the rice. So Dawn, how are you? How's the vegetables? Is it kind of
Well, they're good. Did you guys already add the coconut milk?
yeah?
I wasn't. Okay, sorry, I missed it. We had some people coming in. Okay, let me go
So
add that.
vegetables are sauteed. You have to
Okay,
add 3 cups of liquid. So 1.5 of milk, coconut milk, and 1.5 of your chicken stock.
okay, all right.
See, isn't that amazing? That's the beauty of cooking along, right? You can ask your questions real time. It's fine. You can catch up.
Okay.
Christy, you're good?
I think we're in the same pace as Christy, yeah.
Right.
So Christy, we are going to add our rice at this time, okay?
Can I taste it real quick?
Okay. It doesn't matter which comes first.
Yeah, by the way, did you pre-wash your rice?
Oh, I didn't. Hold on. I'm gonna pre-wash real quick.
Yes.
Honey, it's not, it needs a little bit more salt. Oh, but then we have all the meats, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay.
We combined our 1 cup of glutinous or sweet rice with a cup of a regular white rice. We had some medium grain white rice. All right. You guys kind of like pre-washed it earlier. They're
Okay,
combined.
let's wash.
We just adding.
Okay, so you're good now. Yeah. So just add it, Christy, and then level it at the base of your pan. Okay.
You spread it on the bottom.
Yeah, we're basically not gonna touch this anymore until it's cooked, so that it's evenly leveled out. Okay.
Okay.
So Dawn, just we're waiting for you, but when your water comes to a boil, that's when you add the rice. Okay.
Okay. So we cover it again, and we haven't added our vegetables yet.
Yep.
But it's frozen too, honey. Okay. We're actually using I just pointed it out, we're using some frozen peas and fresh bell peppers.
Okay, so what we're doing now, Christy, is just bringing it to a boil again. Since we added, we have to bring it to the boil before we simmer.
Right. Okay. Cool. So now we're waiting for Dawn as well. So
Did you add the shrimp already, Marvie?
not yet.
Okay, good. I thought I missed it.
No, we're gonna add it towards the end. We're gonna wait
Perfect.
so much more because shrimps, you guys, you know, if you're familiar, shrimps is like 2 to 3 minutes, like
Yeah.
that. You don't want to overcook it because it's gonna be rubbery. It will affect the texture. And I don't know about you, I don't like shrimp that is like rubbery, like really hard. Okay, overcooked. So towards the end. All right. So Dawn. So one time, somebody cooked with us. I forgot her name, honey. What's her name again?
Christy?
She actually used crackers, correct?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot her name, but anyway, she used red rice, and you can do that too. Except that, of course, your timing and the amount of liquid that you will use will be different. Okay. So when we create our actual recipe stuff online, we'll try to specify all of that. Dawn, where you at?
I just added the rice.
Okay.
So how many minutes? About.
Bring it to a boil, Dawn, and then once it's at the boil, then we will lower it altogether to 225.
The boil, the boil that he's talking about is actually the clicking, the rapid clicking of the valve, which we actually have now. You see? This is actually, you're gonna wait for the rapid clicking of this valve. When it happens, this is actually it, honey. We're going to lower our temperature.
Yeah, see, it's a boil.
We're going to lower our temperature to
25.
225. All right. So 225.
Okay, and then you can set your timer now.
Temperature in our probe. And then we're setting the timer to?
20 minutes.
And then setting the timer to 20 minutes. There you go. Ooh,
Okay.
we have a lot of time to kill.
So we will add our shrimp pretty soon because
Towards the end, right?
yeah. So we'll,
Okay.
anyway, I have a few things here that I wanted to cover. Um, so typically they use round rice for paella, right? Or what they call bomba rice.
Oh, in Spain.
You can also use calaspara or arroz redonda. So those are traditional for paella. If your grocery store doesn't have it, try Whole Foods, Amazon, um, or any international food market. But as Marvie said, you can also use medium grain, which we did along with the sticky rice. Um, the only thing that you'll have to adjust will be your liquids. You may have to use 1/4 cup less if you're using like the rice that doesn't absorb too much liquid. Okay. Now for meat, you could use anything: pork, turkey, rabbit, chorizo, a combination. For broth, some people use their own fish stock. How do they do that? They use the heads of their shrimp or whatever.
You kind of boil it to get the flavor
Yeah,
out of it, and you strain.
Yeah, the heads of like their squid and their shrimp, and then they strain it out, and then whatever was the water, that's their.
I
that's
should
their
show
broth.
you that one of these days. Okay.
If you don't like seafood, you could take it out and just substitute with more chicken or vegetables like Dawn is doing. So saffron is actually very critical, but again, because a lot of our friends and family are from Southeast Asia, where saffron is not as common or super expensive,
Very expensive.
turmeric is your alternate there. But for those of you who are able to, definitely don't scrimp on your saffron. Okay, if necessary, you may substitute with saffron powder, as I said. Um,
The
if you-
paprika is not negotiable, right?
the paprika is kind of like outside of the saffron. Paprika
It's a
will
must.
add the smoky flavor and will add the color that you want. You could use chicken. If you're not, if you have no restrictions, you could also use pork loin. Just slice it into 1-inch cubes. And when you brown the meats, just do it right after you saute the onions and the garlic. Okay, that's the part where you add it, and you can season it however way you want. Um, what else? For vegetarian versions of this, Don, you can also use like artichoke, green beans, and mushroom. Artichokes, green beans, and mushroom. So later on, when the rice will be done pretty soon, right? If you feel like you need more vegetables, you can always just saute those vegetables on the side and then incorporate it later on into the dish. Um, okay, and that's about it. That's what I
Right.
wanted to cover.
Now, origin-wise, believe it or not, Valenciana, paella Valenciana is actually like the farmer's typical meal that they make because they usually use leftover meats for this one and whatever type of vegetable they had. So it's kind of like a hodgepodge of whatever you have. It's very true because the one other time I made this, I remember using a sausage that we had, honey. It's like a kielbasa that's halfway through, that's been in our fridge for the longest time, and I wanted to cook it. That's what I used for this one. I did not use the Chinese sausage because we did not have it. I had that though, and I had some shrimps. Something that I always have at home is like shrimps because the kids love shrimps. Those are the two things I combined. Don't you remember that? So they were like leftover stuff. And I actually remember, so he was saying, because I was asking him earlier, can you add corn kernels to this? He was like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I'm curious because what if people like corn? And then now I just remembered when I did that version, my own version of this Valenciano at one point, I actually used a frozen combination. Like, you know, that frozen, the mixed veggies that's frozen that had green beans, carrots, kernels of corn, and green peas. See? That's what I used.
Mhm.
So it was like fried rice, but you know what? In reality, this is a Spain's version of a fried rice, isn't it? This is like the same as our Asian fried rice done a different way, right? Dawn, we once did our Thai fried rice, which is phenomenal. You haven't done that yet, right? Oh, it was so good with some cucumbers. Oh, phenomenal. It's so good. We're gonna do
I
that
think we
again.
did that when we were at Isabel's wedding in
Yeah, we were out of
Arkansas.
town
Yeah.
as well, but it was so good. So yeah, don't you think, honey? Come to think of it, this is like their
Well, it's
one dish rice,
it's
one
a
dish
rice.
rice
It's a
meal.
one dish rice meal. I wouldn't call it their fried rice because
No,
they don't really fry
it's
it.
not fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like boiled.
It's their flavored rice version.
Yes. So it's their one dish meal, which is the equivalent of our fried rice
Mhm.
in Asia, right? All right, perfect. So how much longer do we have?
Okay, so we're at the 14.
Mhm.
We have 14 minutes left.
Hi,
By the way,
Crystal.
this is
Good
not
to
like
see you.
after we're done with the 20 minutes, we're still gonna leave it covered for about 10 more minutes. So make sure you factor that in. Okay, it's 5:36. So even if we add 14 minutes, that will be 5:50, and then 10 minutes. That's perfect, right? The 1 hour mark.
It's less than 1 hour because we were talking in the
That's
beginning.
true.
When I time this, it actually takes 45 to 50 minutes.
Mhm.
Now, Dawn, because you were actually making it this with pure vegetables, yours can actually clock at like 35 minutes, to be honest,
That's true.
because you're not cooking any meats, right? You're probably going to be done faster because when she's done, she's done.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm excited to see if you're going to like this. All right.
Okay.
Who
When,
else is
when we
here?
open this later, Christy, at 10-minute mark, you can actually taste the liquids now and then gauge if
You need more salt.
you need more salt.
Right. Narisa is asking, is the sticky rice same with glutinous rice? Yes. Sticky, glutinous, sweet rice. They're all the same. One and the same. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so I forgot to mention that whenever we do liquids like this, right, in combination with your rice, at any point, they are actually you can eat them. You can like taste them. Um, there's no such thing as uncooked like condiments, right? You just added them to liquid, so you can definitely taste them, and then you can adjust salt and pepper according to taste.
Yes. I have a thought, honey.
Mhm.
So what if you have a lot of leftover rice? How are you going to do this to make sure that you get the coconut milk flavor? Is that possible when your rice is already cooked? Not really.
No, it's not the same because
not the same.
yeah, what's gonna happen is your rice will soak in the coconut milk and it'll be different, you know.
It'll be soggy,
Yeah,
right?
you can't do that. Yeah, you
Right.
have to cook it with the coconut milk.
Huh. Interesting. Now I'm curious. Now I want to make this rice without the coconut milk and make it like a fried rice with paprika and turmeric.
That's you can always do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can do that too. See, Christy? We learn to kind of like tweak things and do with whatever we have, right?
Yes.
You've been very quiet, lady. Mikael, is it possible to spot?
There's no spotlighting in Facebook.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
So you can just share. You can talk to. You can converse with her.
Okay. Well, you all can see us, right? You can see Dawn silly when she's not there. What Christy's making, correct? I'm excited. So, Christy, let me ask you. You said you make Valenciana, right?
Yes.
You-
Sometimes.
All right. With the ways that you made it in the past, what is the difference that you can remember from the
Well,
way?
first of all, it's the stovetop, so I haven't tried with EOC, and you have to mix it all the time. I remember. That's why it's kind of tedious and takes a lot of time to cook.
don't you cook your rice separate? Because that's how we do it in Bacolod. We would cook the rice separate.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then
I've tried that also, but sometimes it's not even, the color and everything, and you have to mix it and mix it and mix it. Yeah.
because the sticky rice is so, and they use 100% sticky rice, so it's
Yes.
thick, right? So when you
Yes.
start incorporating the chicken, it's kind of like folding it in.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 Exactly. So isn't that interesting?
Okay, we're at the 10-minute mark.
Okay.
So Christy, we can add our shrimp now, our
Okay.
bell pepper, and our green peas.
So in our case, because our green peas is actually frozen, like I showed you earlier, we're gonna put the green peas first. Okay, honey, to make
Yeah,
sure that it cooks.
Just yeah, here, let me do it.
Yeah. Okay, he wants. He doesn't trust me.
No, it's okay because
I'm just
I
teasing.
wanted it to spread out.
I'm
Yeah.
just teasing. Why do you have to be so defensive? Anyway, so he's making sure. Ooh, look at that. So pretty with all the greens. Oh, wait, 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 wait. It's not evenly. See, my OCD is kicking in. It has to be a little bit more evenly spread out. Dawn, you skipped this part because
You already sauteed your veggies.
right?
So you can just keep yours closed, Don, because you're just
Until it's fully cooked.
you're waiting for your rice to be tender, basically.
Right. So you're basically just cooking your rice at this point, Dawn. I'm
Okay.
so excited. All
And
right, here we
then
go,
we're gonna
Christy.
add
Do you see this?
our
And
Yeah.
then
shrimp. You're actually gonna insert them with the heads sticking out.
why? Because that's the
Okay.
use of the heat at the bottom of our pan. Do you see that?
I know it looks kind of weird, but honestly, if you go to like a Spanish restaurant, they do serve it with the heads.
So we're doing the same.
The tail is sticking out, or
The head is sticking out. You insert the tail with the
Oh,
whole body.
yeah. You know what? Let's reverse it. Let's do what you're doing. What you're saying, Christy. Let's insert the head in, so that it absorbs the flavor from the piece of the head.
Okay, we're doing it.
Sorry about that.
We're changing it. We're changing the position of our shrimps.
And we have those that are headless and deveined, so we just insert those.
Inserting them. I'm helping with my spatula, my turner. There you go. So we have 7 more minutes on the clock and on our timer rather, and
That's okay. As
it's
soon
still
as
at
it's
225.
as long as it's off and covered, it will continue to cook.
Right. So this is the beauty of using the EOC, Christy, right?
yes, yeah,
What's amazing about it, it's pretty much like dumping things together, which is the difference.
right.
Cooks like a pressure cooker, like a convection oven. It's amazing. This is the easy part of the hay. And then later on, you will see that it's incredibly yummy. You know, honey?
Just insert it, and then we could cover it now.
All right. Where's the cover?
Okay.
Covering for the last 6 minutes.
6 minutes, and then we'll keep it covered for another 10 minutes, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So you cannot bring up the temperature to hasten this process because you're going to burn your rice at the bottom. You really want to simmer your rice for at least 20 minutes to cook it evenly and well. All right. So here we go. Who else is here? So Teresa, I got to answer your question earlier. And then Tita Becky Chavez, hi, in Arkansas, but is joining us. She was telling me that, yeah, what I just described, if you do this without cooking the rice in the coconut milk and you just use the dry seasonings, the paprika and the turmeric, that's going to be what they call the yellow rice, according to her, right? So, perfect.
Oh, I didn't see this. So hi Nan Chai. It's Aaron. Aaron Gallo is actually in England, right? Aaron? That's where you are.
Yes.
You're in the fashion capital, wherever you are. And then let's see who else is here. Indai Joni. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for dropping by, everybody.
And Meg. That's Michelle.
That's my sister, I think, and my sister-in-law.
Nice. Thank you for joining us, and
Thank
Ricardo
you.
as well. Connie, I hope you're still with us. To play and cook this for dinner still tonight,
Right.
because really you can utilize whatever you have in your fridge.
Yes, again, all of you, especially our Kaizenites teammates, our advocates for Hey Home Cooking, when you make this on replay, okay, please let me know how you like it. Because remember, you're going to help me cook this in Arkansas. So, in relation to that, honey, I want to announce that next Sunday, dun, 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 what are we making?
Um, Another hay dish.
Another hay dish that we're doing in Arkansas. So this is going to be like a preview of what people in Arkansas can look forward to and be able to taste, okay, in person. So next Sunday we're doing a crustless quiche, Dawn. That is going to be very versatile because we'll teach you all the substitutions so you can have it for brunch or breakfast or lunch or dinner. Okay. But the beauty of it is I want it crustless. Why? We're trying to cut down on carbs.
Crustless quiche. Okay.
Right. Crustless quiche. Is it like a tongue twister?
Yes, it's a tongue twister.
So you will see us make that again using our salad master and cooking it and baking it on the stovetop without using the big oven. Okay. I don't remember. Oh, the last time this was used was when my daughter did banana bread. But I hardly use my traditional oven nowadays. And then the other thing that we're making on Sunday, Dawn, we're gonna do two on Sunday, okay? The other thing will be the black bean brownies. Okay?
So this again is a preview for Arkansas.
Yes, for Arkansas, because it's also like our practice for our for our Kaizenite team advocates, okay? Teammates.
Yeah, so we are going to
Right.
Northwest Arkansas, and what we're
In
doing there
Springdale.
is several people will be cooking. Actually, we will be cooking the Valenciana and the black bean brownie, right?
For the nighttime for dinner, you can look forward to learning how to make and taste the following: the Valenciana that we're making right now, the fried chicken that will show you how we fry from frozen state with a phenomenal sauce that I use, and then the third one will be the black bean brownies.
Okay.
Okay, that's for dinner. But if you decide to join us at 11 in the morning, it's going to be our brunch lunch session. We are going to make the crustless quiche
Okay.
at the time. My phenomenal, if I may say so,
Pancakes.
pancakes. It's like a grab and go type of pancakes. Dawn, you have not made that yet with me. It's really good. And you know what? It's the kind that even if you leave it out for even like 30 minutes outside uncovered, it doesn't get hard like your typical buttermilk pancakes. Okay. So that, and then the third will be, guess what? Gluten-free crepes.
Oh, crepes. Okay.
Yes, because everybody wants crepes, right? Well, we're going to show you how we make that very easy and healthy with a lot of eggs. So it's very high in protein. The beauty of crepes is this. The crepes that we make, it's easy to store it for future use. It's very versatile. I love crepes because you can just pull it out of your fridge anytime. And then you can just thaw it out. You don't even have to reheat it. And whatever you have at home, you can use as filling, whether you want it savory or sweet.
Right. So when we went to Orlando, there's a crepe place right at the base of the condominium we were staying at. Oh yeah, we stayed in a condominium, and we're really glad that it was safe. But anyway,
I know, right?
yeah, there was a crepe place, and their savory dish. Basically, think of any salad. They would use like arugula and sliced tomatoes and onions and
And use it as
black
filling.
olives and American cheese, and then they use it as a filling for their or sometimes they use cream cheese.
Right.
And then their fruit, they had a fruit bowl there. Basically any kind of fruit, you could insert that into a crepe, right? And then add your own, whether it's cream or hazelnut, whatever topping you want.
Mhm.
Are we done? Yeah, we're done. So Dawn, you're done too at the 20-minute mark. Christy, are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can check to see if your shrimp is cooked.
Yes. Kind of half halfway cooked.
So what we will do is, Dawn, how about yours? Yours is vegetables, so it should be perfectly done now, right?
Cover it again, Christy, for now.
Yeah, no, hold on. We'll do
No?
that together.
Okay.
So for Dawn, just open it and then try to taste the texture of your rice.
May we
Is it
see what
good?
you're making, Dawn? Can you please show us?
Sure. For some reason, you guys are frozen, but
Oh,
I'm not sure what.
It's a net condition problem.
And the timer just went off there. So can you see? Let's see. Can you?
yeah, we can see it.
It's pretty. Look how yellow.
And then,
I put some corn in it. I put corn in it.
Okay, perfect.
so just what you could do, Dawn, is just mix it at this time and then cover it. Allow the rice to cook a little bit more. But
5 minutes.
that should be fine. That should be ready. Usually.
Okay.
And add your salt and pepper, by the way, if you need to. So, Christy, what we're gonna do with ours, our shrimp is also halfway there. We're gonna mix it all together, okay? And then
Okay.
it for an additional 10 minutes. So, wow,
Right,
look at
Marvie?
that. Look at that rice.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Dawn, maybe I can give you some.
Look at this. It's so rich in orange
I am
color.
so excited.
And the ratio we used was just perfect, right? For liquid is to rice. Christy, right? Do you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Once you've mixed it, then you can cover it and allow the shrimp
Sorry.
to cook the rest of the way.
Okay.
I'm preparing our lemon.
So I leave it to you, Christy, if you want to bring it back to the simmer, 225. That's
Okay.
fine. But per experience, this will actually just cook on its own.
Okay.
Okay, Don, let me know, okay? You can season it, by the way, with more salt if you need to. That's what I failed to do. I wanted to taste our.
I'm sorry, you guys froze. What did you want me to let you know?
I wanted you to taste the rice to see if you needed to add more salt and pepper.
Okay, all right.
We don't need to add
We
anything
don't.
else.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I tasted the liquid earlier, remember?
Mhm.
So 10 more minutes, right?
Yes, 10 more minutes. So I'm not going to use that timer. I'm going to use my egg timer.
We're done. Are there any questions, honey?
I don't know. So how about you, Christy? How does the rice taste? Is it like, is the season?
Let me try. Just a sec.
It's like rice is already cooked.
Tastes good.
Okay, great. Then just add, pepper if you want. You can also add the pepper flakes, right?
Yeah, the red pepper flakes for people who
Mhm.
like it hot and spicy.
I like that.
Here's my we do have scallions. Do you want me to cut up some?
Sure, when we plate, yeah. You can always garnish this with fresh parsley or cilantro
onion.
or, scallions or green onions. Wasn't that easy, Christy? So much
Oh,
easier.
very, very, very easy.
But it looks equally pretty and tasteful, right?
It's actually
So I had 3 people try it and they all said it tastes great.
Awesome! Yay! Then are you gonna eat it with some meats, Dawn, or are you just going vegetarian?
I put some well, originally I didn't realize this was supposed to have meat, so I bought some tempura shrimp to go with it.
Oh, okay.
Some tempura shrimp. So
okay. So this
So,
is
yeah.
side, your side, right?
Do what?
This is going to be your side.
Right, yeah.
Oh wow!
Make sure you take a photo, Dawn. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
With the people. With Steve there.
Who do you have having dinner with you? All the kids are at home?
I have yeah, Dean and Amber here, and then she has a friend over, and then me and Steve. So there'll be 5 of us.
Wow. Enjoy your meal.
Yay. There you go. Special.
Yeah.
You always have it with homemade sangria too, because this is a Spanish dish.
Yeah. Well,
Well, this is it. I think that's it for you, Dawn. Thank you so much. We're glad that we got to see a vegan version, literally, of this Valenciana. That's what you made.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'll take a picture.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Everybody. And then so we're gonna be stuck here with
With
Christy.
Christy. Tita Becky, do you have any questions? Or anyone in Facebook, just send us a message with a question mark.
With a question mark.
Hi, Tina. Thanks for joining us again early morning there in the Philippines. We made,
Don't open it.
don't open it. Okay, well, I'll show it to you later. But we made Marvie's Valenciana. That's what we did.
I'm like, don't open it. You're not gonna cook the shrimp. What are you doing? Don't, honey. Anyway. All right. What else?
Christy, who will be your taste?
I'm sorry.
Who will be your taste tester? Who will taste the dish?
Maybe my parents.
Oh, you're there. They're there.
Yeah, they live with us. Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
I'll call them.
Okay.
We still have like 6 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do we talk about? Because now we're just sitting here, we're standing here waiting on time because we want to make sure that you somehow see the final product. Okay. So what else do we talk about? Oh, I'm so bummed. We don't have it yet, but Salad Master has a special edition piece. It's a 12-quart covered roaster. Okay. It's really good. I'm looking forward to showing you how I'm going to use it. I'm thinking big batch of japchae. The Korean japchae that our friend in California taught us how to make
Sure.
because I actually liked it. And then the only difference, what I'm going to change, honey, is I'm going to add so much more wood mushrooms because I like that.
So there's a question: what brand of coconut milk? You can use any brand, Tita Becky. We've tried different versions. Okay, there's the really really thick version. There's the really
The
really
cream,
thin version.
the light one.
Yeah, so we want the regular one, okay, because that has just enough flavor, but it's not as thick as the cream, where it's almost like you need to add a lot of water, right, to dilute it still. So any brand will do. For this particular one, honestly, I have no brand loyalty. This is since 1892, so I guess they're pretty good at carrying their. But yeah, just for the Asian market. Obviously, if you are back in Southeast Asia and you could get freshly squeezed coconut, then that's best.
Where you actually do it yourself,
Yes,
right?
you actually. I used to do that.
Mhm.
Grate the coconut, wrap it in a piece of cloth, and squeeze it.
Right? Yeah, I remember doing that as a child,
Hmm.
and I used to cry every time I get asked to do that.
I didn't mind doing that. I enjoyed the grating part especially.
Hey, all right,
I
here
think
we
we're
go.
good. Yeah, we're good. So we're at 5:59. I know we have like 4 more minutes, but we are going to plate ours now, Christy. Yeah, our shrimps are done. Look at those.
Very nicely done, perfectly done. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go.
Okay, so yeah, so for those of you who just joined us, this is what we made. I know we've made this a few times. This is our third time doing it, I guess.
Like,
Because I remember the very first time we did this was Father's Day last year. Me and
Yes.
my daughter taught this.
yes.
But this is our version of Valenciana done in 45 minutes, just because we talk too much. it takes longer. But if we don't talk and we just cook, then it'll probably be faster.
Mhm. So he's plating it. Look at this. It's so pretty.
What here is chorizo, Chinese chorizo, and some shrimps with head actually. Oh, some without head.
Yeah, it's a mixture. I told you I always have shrimps. So I had some that's deveined and shelled. I have some with head. Here we go.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna cut some onions, spring onions on top of it, just to garnish. And I did cut a few lemon wedges. Dun, 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 dun. It adds to the green and I actually like the taste of fresh spring onions. Ta-da.
And you could use parsley too or cilantro. Okay, so when you serve it, obviously just add your lemon wedges or put it on top if you want. There.
There we go. Everybody.
So it's plate ready, and now we're gonna have to taste it, right?
Yes.
So let's go on one of the kids.
Let's call in one of the kids. Francesca, can you please come over?
Okay, Christy, it's time for your taste test too. Yeah, look at that, people. So nice. What a treat. Do you want to try it yourself?
I'm sure it's really good. This is my favorite, you all.
Here.
That's why he named it after me.
So I named it after my wife. So I had to, the only thing that's different about this is that we had to adjust it to make it cook in one pot. So that's why it's unique because we didn't use any oil as well.
Oh man. Let's eat. Taste. Christy, let's have it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it smells so good.
I have my parents with me. They're trying right now.
It looks delicious. Yes, it is delicious, Tita Becky.
Oh, delicious.
What's really nice about this, we control the salt. We really don't, we're not a very salty family. We don't like
You like it? Oh, that's lemon.
I like it.
it. I heard somebody say you like it.
My father, my dad, they're
Mm.
trying it right now. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, in a scale of 1 to 10.
A scale of 1 to 10.
Christy, you two, tell me.
Oh, me, of course 10.
Because you cooked it, right?
Nine.
My dad said 9.
How about
Why?
you? Very delicious.
Delicious. Delicious. My mom said delicious.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, if you're if you're a
Good
purist, you
job.
want
You can take it.
100% sticky rice. Maybe that's what your dad wants, Christy, like pure sticky rice. You can also make this with just
Yeah.
one glutinous rice.
Yeah. They love it.
That's
Thank you.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Facebook Live. Thank you for those who are watching this on replay. This is Healthy, Easy, Yummy.
Hey, home cooking.
Hey, right? Healthy, Easy, Yummy. My name is Chad. This is Marvie. And hope you learned something today and prepare this dish for your family and give us feedback.
Yes.
Have a great week
Bye.
ahead,
Have a great
everybody.
night.
Bye-bye.